I have him, I'm going to take just a few more names. Who recognizes the name Leroy? It's very different. Leroy. It's an older generation. You recognize Leroy? Right, I'm going to leave it because it might just be that I start to come to you guys next, and he might just be the first person in that family bloodline to pull everybody through. Do you recognize Leroy? Okay, perfect. Good. So I'm going to leave him for just a moment because that's a very different name. Okay. Who recognizes Ida? Sounds like Ida. You recognize Ida? Perfect. Who's Ida for you? Grandmother? I keep getting grandmother energy. And who for you? Okay. I'm being told grandmother, so it goes to her. Have you ever heard from her before? She said, this is my first time talking. Do you understand? Perfect. So I might be coming to her. And what's happening is I got Leroy and I got her just behind because Leroy's coming through as far as some of the older generation for him. And then she's in this long line and she's already introducing herself to me. Do you understand? So it could be that I start to come to you guys next. We'll just wait and see what happens with that. But I'm going to start to come over here first. And who claims Joseph over here as well? You do too? And there's a father energy for you? Perfect, because he keeps saying Joseph, and I feel like it's a father energy. So whether a father or a father-in-law, he's still going to come through as a father energy. You've heard from him before? Okay, because he keeps saying to me, I have a lot to say. And that can mean, it doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It can mean that they said stuff before and they didn't have a chance to fully say everything they wanted to because he's not saying first time, or he just feels like he has a lot to say. Usually when it's their first time through, they say, this is my first time. He probably just skipped it, or he just chose to say something different. So I'm just telling you what he's saying to me. Do you understand? Perfect. Okay, good. You had some time with him as well? Is he saying to me yes? Do you feel like you were close? Because he makes me feel like I want to hug you. And he keeps saying to me, this is my daughter. Do you understand it? And you called him Joe? Okay. Okay, perfect. That's perfect. Is he saying to me I can call him Joe? Meaning that's what the friends or family or whoever called him, and he's saying Joe to me. He's saying to me he's been gone for a little bit. Do you understand it? Okay, because he keeps saying 4. Hold on a minute. There's a father energy behind him saying to me he's been gone for a long time. His dad he's stepping in behind him. That's the one I'm feeling. Do you understand? Okay, there's a namesake through the family. Perfect, that's what it is. Okay, so I have your father-in-law, Joseph. Then I have the other one. There's the namesake. He's been gone for a long time. There's the father-in-law. I keep getting the number 4. That's attached to the one that's been gone for a while. So I'm going to leave that because I think it's a date you're not going to recognize. You keep saying 4. Do you understand? So I'm just going to leave it because it could be a date or it could be that. It could be a double validation. What's happening is they're both stepping in together, but it sounds like you recognize everything I said. Do you understand? Because the one part was coming from the man just behind him. And that's why they're saying namesake, because it went down and down and down and down and down the generations. Wonderful. But I'm going to be talking to the father-in-law, the father presence. I have James over here, and then everyone's still lining up for you. Okay? Perfect. I can see the peaceful wings in front of the older Joseph. He was the one saying to me he's been gone for a while. He's the one giving me the 4. Okay? Then I have this Joseph here, and all he keeps saying to me is, I haven't been here very long. I'm still trying to figure everything out. Do you understand it? And you said he's only been gone a couple months? All right, perfect. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go back and forth between the two of them, but the father-in-law is the one that's going to talk. Okay? Was this just before Christmas? Because he says to me, talk about Christmas. And that means it happened right around Christmas, either so just before or just after. Perfect. Because he's showing me the Christmas tree, and all he kept saying to me was, it was around Christmas. but sometimes they'll take me to just before because they're trying to make me feel what happened with the health, and that he hasn't been gone very long because they're trying to make me feel what happened as far as the rundown of the system and when the advancement took as far as the transition of the soul. Do you understand? Perfect. Good. That's what it is. Because he kept showing me the Christmas tree and he said, talk about Christmas, talk about Christmas. But I feel like I want to go a couple days before because I feel like that's when the downhill started. Do you understand it? Good. So I'm just going to leave it until he explains it to me. I'm going to have to take my time with him a little bit. Sometimes I'll have somebody and they could be passed for a couple days and they're as strong as could be. And then other times I can have someone who's a recent passing and I have to take my time and take it slow with them because he's trying to figure out how to pass things to me. So it's just part of that adjustment period with him. Then there's other people I can get and they've been going a couple days and they could tell me anything. But I'm feeling this long line of Josephs. Do you understand? So I'm feeling both of them. Now, even though there was a Joseph over there before, this is a second one, and that's okay. Because again, it's a common name, and that's fine. So he's here. I'm just going to go back and forth between them and you, and I'm just going to listen to what he's saying to me. Was Christmas the last holiday you guys had with him? That's why he was showing me the tree. Because my guy said he was taking you to talking about Christmas because he was trying to say he hasn't been gone very long. That's why you felt just before Christmas because you were feeling the downhill slope of the health conditions. And then he was showing you the Christmas tree trying to validate that was his last real time that he feels he had a chance to really spend with everybody besides the passing just before. Do you understand it? Perfect. Good. So it's just his way of making me kind of step back a few months. And he keeps saying to me, his mom passed before him. He said, the very first person I saw was my mom. Okay? As I'm asking him, what else can you tell me about this passing? And I'm listening to his words, and he's standing here, and all he keeps saying to me is, the very first person I saw was my mom. Good. So it's his way about, and I'm being told there were 3 people there to greet him. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it until he gives me the rest of the validation. Okay? Do you understand what he's saying to me? Thank them for what they tried to do. Okay, I'm going to leave it because they're showing me the personal wall. So as long as you understand it, because that can be about the health, it can be about the passing, it can be about property, it can be stuff you did. Do you understand? Do you understand the property? Because he said, talk about the property. Do you understand it? Okay. The decisions are being made about that? Or were made? Because he said, talk about the... Okay. That's why I'm getting a personal wall. Okay? Because I know it's personal to you, and I know you're going to understand his statements. But he keeps saying to me, it's about the property. And I started to give you examples, and as soon as I said property, he said, it's about the property. Do you understand? Perfect. And I feel like I'm back and forth. What's the arguing? Because he's saying to me, arguing happened after. Because I can hear shouting. Do you understand that? Okay. Because he says, talk about the property. I hear the shouting, and he says, talk, and I feel like I'm arguing with somebody. So it's his way of saying that he sees what's happened. And this is what I'm going to say to you. He doesn't make me feel he's happy. However, you have to remember on the other side, they don't look at material possessions like we do. Okay? Did he want it there for the security for the family? Yes. But it's his way of acknowledgement that he knows what happened with that property, not only just before the passing, but just after. That's why he's acknowledging it. Do you understand it? Perfect. So it's his way of saying that he sees what's happened over the past couple months, because I was like, what do you really want to talk about that I'm going to be able to understand about what you want to say to me, because they're saying to me his energy is so weak. And he kept saying about the property, about the property. So it's his way of acknowledging that he knows what's happened. And some of this started to happen after the passing, because he said, I saw what happened after the passing. Is this something I was supposed supposed to be handed down in the family? Because he said the hope was to hand it down through the family. Do you understand? Perfect. That's all he keeps, again, I see the wall. So as long as you understand, all he keeps saying to me is it was supposed to be handed down through the family. Okay.
Could they make this coupon go more away? Yeah, really.
I love her, but she didn't always make the best choices. No. I'm not talking about you. He's saying her. Do you understand? Okay. Because he keeps saying to me, I love her, but she didn't always make the best choices. So it's his way of giving further validation with this, because I'm being told I can't get too personal with this. But I feel like you understand everything I'm saying to you, so that's what it's about. Okay? Huh? Right. So it's his way of giving the validation that that's the way it was supposed to happen. That's all it is, okay? And he keeps saying to me, tell him if the roles were reversed, I would have been angry too, but there's nothing that can be done now. And I want him to just love her for as long as he has her and try to find the peace in the family. Meaning he's making me feel like he's trying to let the forgiveness go. Meaning he's trying to forgive the situation as to what happened. And all he keeps saying to me is, if the role was reversed and I was there, oh my gosh, this is hysterical. I've never had this happen. You know that really big red whistle and then it like goes off at the top with all the steam? That's what he just showed me. That was so funny. He's saying to me that's how he would feel if the role was reversed and he was here and then he had to go through what his son is going through. Do you understand it? Perfect. He's saying to me, he just did this. I can't do anything about it now. It's too late. I didn't realize everything that was happening because I was so sick. Do you understand? That's what he just said to me. Perfect. So it's just his way of saying that he knows what's happened. He saw what happened with the property and his way of giving the validation that he's just going to continue to watch over everybody. I can see the peaceful wings in front of his chest. He makes me feel like he was happy that he had that last Christmas with you. That's why he kept parking me in front of the Christmas tree saying, talk about Christmas. And I knew it was close to the passing, but he was trying to make me feel the sickness just before. Did you guys feel like you were going to lose him? Because he's saying to me, there was part of me that felt like I was going to go, but I didn't know if they expected it the way I did. Do you understand it? Perfect. So it's his way of giving me his perception and why he was parking me where he was with the Christmas tree. So you understand? Wonderful. Good. That's all it is. He's putting his hand up, so that means I'm going to lose him. He keeps saying to me, he said they just took me. They just took me. Did you guys have a question about it?
The people at my table had them, but I wasn't trying to be nosy in their business because I could see them talking. All right, cool. And I'll give them to my
Yeah, they were standing here. So.
He's saying to me it just happened. Meaning there isn't anything or anyone to blame. That is just something that happened. Meaning he takes partial responsibility. Because that could be something that he did against the bed. Do you know what I mean by that? Or it could be he doesn't want that person to be blamed because it was accidental. Because you have to remember, whether it's him or whether it's somebody else, he doesn't want someone else's life destroyed from the other side. Because if you're a caregiver and you're working really, really long hours, there's things that can happen. He's saying to me, I lived a long enough life. I'm good. Do you understand it? So he keeps saying to me, it's not important, it wasn't a big deal, and they just took me. Meaning there's no blame. Do you understand? Good. Is that something you guys questioned? Okay. Was this a nurse that said something about it? Because he keeps saying to me, talk about the nurse. Okay. Because he keeps saying to me accidental, and that's why I felt the headboard behind. Do you understand it? Meaning he's trying to say to me he was under the nurse's care when it happened. It wasn't anybody, it wasn't intentional, and it's just something because it could be him flipping in his sleep. Do you understand it? Okay, perfect. But he makes me feel like it's the discussion through the medical. I know that they're asking nurses and everyone else, and he keeps saying talk about the nurse on duty. And I feel like it's early in the morning when it happens. I feel like it's somewhere between. He's making me feel the clock. It's between 2 and 3. Meaning it was in the middle of the night. Do you understand that? Was he there for days? Because he said to me, I was there for a few days. It happened in the middle of the night. I feel like I'm in the early part of the morning, and it's between 2 and 3. So it's nothing intentional from anybody. It's just something that happened, and he's making me feel like the one nurse on duty didn't recognize it because it's internal, meaning it's just, you know what I mean, something. But you also have to remember with that, it's something that can be that can travel because something else is loosened as well. All he keeps saying to me is that it's nobody's fault, it just happened and they took me. Meaning there's no responsibility, there's no blame, and I can't answer it fully for you. All he keeps saying to me is that I feel like I'm laying in the bed with him. This is so vivid. I'm laying in the bed. The light it's like dark, but there's like a little bit of light, and then there's a little bit of light coming from the hospital door, propped open into the hallway. And then I feel like it's just between 2 and 3, and I feel like I'm doing this in the bed. That's how I know that that's what happened, because the way he's making me feel it. And he kept saying to me I was there for days. Do you understand? Perfect, good. All right, I'm going to lose him. I can still see the peaceful wings in front of his chest. All he keeps making me feel is that there's love for everybody and that he's happy. I know that he's still in the process of getting adjusted, but he did pretty well because that was hard for him to give me and make me try to understand. But I think you know what he was trying to say to you. Perfect, good. So he's pulling his energy out. Yeah, because I feel like it was still questions about that. And were you concerned that somebody did something to him and didn't report it? No. Huh? No. And she said no. He's saying, as he's walking out, she said no because she was telling the truth. And that gives you all more peace. Do you understand? Perfect, good. Okay. But he had to make me feel the nurse on duty coming in and out of the room to make me attached to the time frame that it happened. Huh? Uh-huh. Yeah. So that was... Okay. So that's probably part of it, too. Okay. But, again, he's just saying it's okay. It's just circumstances as far as what happened. But you have to remember, it can be something small, it could be then something medical, and then it could be the combination of what he did all combined. And that's why he kept making me feel like it's nobody's fault, they took me, it just happened. Meaning it could just be little things that added up to it, but him taking responsibility, the part of it was the shifting with him. And that's okay. Okay, good. All right, there's other people stepping in, so I'm going to see where I'm going next.